11 a.m. So I'm going to call the Tuesday, June 18, 2024 meeting of the Technology Committee to order. Can I get a roll call?
You.
I'm here.
Berlin.
Here.
Cahill. Here. Carrier. Here. Eckhoff. Galassi.
Here.
Weston. Henry. Here. Jorgensen. Kazmarek.
Here.
Rutledge. White.
Here.
You have a forum.
Right. Thank you. Here. So a quorum of the members is physically present. I will entertain a motion now to permit those members not physically present due to personal illness or disability, employment purposes with business board, family, or other emergency or unexpected childcare applications to participate by video or teleconference. I have a motion. Thank you. Member Cahill, a second.
Second.
Thank you. And all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Thank you. Welcome, Member Galassi.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so for my chairwoman's remarks, hello, everybody. Thanks for being here today. Two things. I wanted to let everybody know that our August 1st County Municipal Roundtable, our second one, roundtable, there's going to be a cybersecurity and ransomware expert who's going to be participating and presenting. And I think it's going to be really interesting, really exciting. And all members are invited to attend. And please invite, mayors or the city village managers from your districts, because I think this is going to be really.
What time and where?
It's at 10 a.m. and it will be here in the county,
Yeah, 3500B.
probably right in this room.
We also provide a link for those who cannot attend in person, so either or.
Right.
As Madam Chair, may I add to that? So also want to add, the great thing about this is that their focus will be on helping municipalities or smaller organizations who don't have a team to figure out what they do in case they get hit with ransomware. This is kind of in response to what happened with Addison last year. So at a minimum, it will give them a high-level plan of what to do, how to plan for an attack. If the attack happens, what they should do next to mitigate it as quickly as possible. So I think it should be beneficial to most municipalities.
Right, thanks. And then the second comment I wanted to make was that part of our county municipal roundtable discussions, within that is supposed to be two task forces, one for cybersecurity and one for AI. And I think I might have mentioned this before. As of now, our AI task force has maybe 2 or 3 municipalities, which surprised me because I think AI is, the next big thing for counties and for municipal governments. So I would hope that you would also encourage your municipalities to also, join this task force in particular. And it's because that I think at the end of July 30th or July 31st, and we're nailing down the date, a third party organization is going to be doing a free workshop that will explain AI and its uses and how it can be best be used by different municipalities, use cases, all of those things. So this is, again, a free workshop, and I think it'll be really beneficial to everyone. All right. So thank you. I believe Sarah mentioned we don't have any public comment, and so I'm just going to now move to ask for a motion to approve the minutes from the Technology Committee of Tuesday, May 21, 2024. Thank you. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion or changes to the minutes? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that passes. Thank you. So with regard to procurement requisitions, can I please get a motion to approve TEP 8-24, recommendation for the approval of contract to AT&T Mobility doing business as AT&T Mobility National Act to provide wireless services, including basic cellular voice, smartphones, wireless data, and push-to-talk for county departments for the period of July 25, 2024 through July 24, 2027, for a contract total amount not to exceed $1,481,535 per the IGA agreement with the County of DuPage and NASPO master agreement.
So moved.
Thank you, Member Cahill. Second?
Second.
Thank you. All right, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion with regard to this?
Yes.
Yes.
We're locking in until 2027. Are we concerned at all with the outages that AT&T has experienced in the last very recent couple months?
We aren't. So that typically happens with all carriers. So, and there's been no major outages that have had a serious impact to our services. This is cellular service we're referring to. Yeah. But we don't. So In addition to us not worrying about it, the big reason we're pushing for this particular contract is because this is for first responders. So this is FirstNet. So AT&T is the only carrier that has FirstNet. And with that, yeah, and what that essentially means is that if there's a major outage, if there's some kind of catastrophe, who knows what happens, that shuts down access for everyone else, they automatically give our first responders direct priority over everyone else, right? To receive calls, to respond to calls, things of that nature. There's no other contract that does that. So we can't lose that. I think that's critical. I think the issues that you're referring to, again, are typical. AT&T's working on them. All carriers are having issues like that.
Okay, I'm taking your word for it.
Thanks for the question, reporter carrier, and thanks for the answer. All right, so any other discussion or questions on this issue? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that passes. Thank you. So moving on to TECO 1-24, can I get a motion to recommendation for the approval of an amendment to purchase order 6956-0001 serve issued to Toshiba Business Solutions for multifunctional device equipment supply, software and service solutions to increase the contract in the amount of $261,678.69 to add a lease and usage line for ETSB and increase the lease and usage amounts for the sheriff's office, resulting in an amended contract total amount not to exceed $1,761,678.69. And I did hear a motion and a second. Thank you. Any discussion about this item? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just wanted to let the committee know that you've seen this before. I think we presented in late fall, around December. No, actually it was more recent than that, February. So when we first presented to you guys, it really covered the county and most of the elected official offices. ETSB was not included in that. So this is including now ETSB. They had to get approved by their board first, which they did. Now they're bringing it to us for approval to move forward and incorporate them into our bigger contract. Also, the sheriff's office is adding additional devices. Great thing about that, they're actually working on a strategy to get rid of those small desk printers, DeskJet printers. Those are very costly because the ink is costly. It runs out and you have to replace it. They're now going towards these bigger multi-functioning devices that are shared by many people in the office, which is a great thing. So they're adding additional ones, and according to the sheriff's office, they may even add additional ones in the future as they get rid of those smaller ones that are more costly.
Any other questions? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that passes. Thanks. Okay, so for informational items, I have item 7A, 7B, and 7C, and I'd like a motion to receive and place on file JPSCO 000624, recommendation for the approval of a change order amending purchase order 5308-0001 serve issued to Logic Callis for management of the remote disaster recovery environment to increase the purchase order in an amount of $24,474.54, resulting in an amended purchase order total amount of $1,104,525.22. Also 7B, JPSP 17-24, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Insight Public Sector for the purchase of GATAC convertible tablets, batteries, and chargers for the sheriff's office, the period of June 25, 2024 through June 24, 2025 for contracting total amount not to exceed $47,819. And for item 7C, which is actually JPSCO 7-24, this item was changed in the agenda after our technology agenda was posted. So anyways, this is for an amendment to purchase order 2846-0001 serve issued to Journal Technologies for a case management system to increase the contract in the amount of $12,676.38 for additional licenses for a new contract total of $892,725.76. Did I get a motion?
So.
Thank you, recorder carrier, and second.
Second.
Thank you. And I don't think we need a voice vote. Okay, great. Thank you, guys. All right, so now the most important part, which is IT project updates.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I don't know if it's the most important part, but it is an important part of what we do. So as you all know, quarterly, I try to present to you, there we go, present to you what we're working on, give you an update on our major projects within technology throughout DuPage County. So this one is shorter than the ones that you've seen in the past. The reason is we've done a lot over the past 3 years. The IT department recently completed a review of our mission, vision, goals, objectives, and the theme for how we will manage moving forward. And one of the things we had agreed upon as a leadership team is that we are going to focus on operational excellence, really taking a look at all of the investments we made over the past 3 years and try to figure out how we can optimize those things. Make sure that we're fully utilizing the applications that we've already purchased. In a lot of cases, organizations will buy an application, but they'll use about 50% of the functionality, maybe 70%, but never 100%. We're going to try to get as close to 100% as we can, right? So we're going to try to cross the T's, dot the I's, look at our contracts, renegotiate where possible. But it's all about focusing from digital transformation, which we've done a lot of, to now operational excellence, making sure that we operate on a solid on a regular basis. So you will see these updates continue, but we won't have the long list of projects that we've had. So projects, I'll start with the first one, which you all are all aware of, which I grouped them together as the ERP systems. So one is the HR payroll application, which I'll talk about more, and the other one will be the financial system, which is currently on hold. We hope to advertise our RFP sometimes next year or maybe 2026. There was a date that we were shooting for before because our current vendor Infor was forcing all of their customers to move off by 2026. That's no longer an issue. So we're not in a rush to do it. And Jeff, who's not here, but Jeff wants us to take our time after the HR payroll system is implemented and then move forward with the implementation of the financial ERP system in a strategic way. So that's what we're going to do. For Dayforce HR payroll system, so I'm happy to report, as you know, we extended the go live from July 1st to now October 1st. I'm happy to report that's a good thing, and we have made a lot of progress in just a few weeks, a month or so since you all approved us to extend the go live. So there's several things that we're currently focused on. Like UAT. UAT is super important. This will give us more opportunity to complete our testing of the system, which has started. Also, we are now incorporating the Regional Office of Education, the 48, I think, positions that are now part of the county into that plan. So that is one of the top priorities, and we started that process. We're working with Amber and her team to incorporate that scope. We are also doing parallel, we'll do parallel testing soon. So payroll in both systems, the new Dayforce system plus Infor, just to compare, make sure that we're getting it right. We're also focused on configuration of our new clocks. As you know, we will replace all of our Chronos time clocks with the new Dayforce clocks. So we have done preparation for that. We completed the configuration of those systems. And now we're just going to complete some additional testing. So that also is going well. And then we're working on reports, making sure we have the right reports identified and testing those and creating those reports. We're looking at all of the existing forms and reviewing them to make sure that they're transferred over to the new system. And then just looking at the system to make sure everything's configured correctly. So overall, that project is on track for October 1st. I feel at this time, I know it's early, confident that we'll make that October 1st date, but the HR payroll department, along with the supporting departments, are super busy right now working on that implementation. It's going well. Okay.
Any
All right.
questions?
That's the first one. Second one is mainframe shutdown. So wanted to give you an update on where we are with that. So we've been working on shutting down our 40-year-old mainframe for a few years now. We're very close. We have, for the most part, moved off all applications and jobs. off of the mainframe to newer technology. The remaining application, if there's only one, is the warrants application used by the sheriff's office. They recently issued an RFP for a new warrants application. That RFP was due, I think, last week, right, Val? Last week. And Valerie and the sheriff's office and the rest of the team is reviewing those proposals, and I think they're close to selecting a vendor. So that's great for us. We believe that there's enough time in the year to identify that solution, acquire them, onboard them, and then implement it by the end of this year. If that happens, we'll save the district a few $100,000 by shutting down the mainframe next year. So still on track. That's the goal. Warrants is the last piece.
Underway.
So did I understand what you said, that everything other than warrants is already off the mainframe?
Most of it.
Most of it, okay.
Most of it. So there's a few other things that they are finishing up. Yeah.
Pretty substantially, we're off the mainframe now, other than warrants and a few little odds and ends.
We're at least 90% off.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
What will you do with the space now that the mainframe will be gone?
Oh, that's a good question. So it's not taking up a lot of space. We're gonna, at some point, reclaim the space in our data center. It's not just the mainframe, even client servers, the servers that look like regular, day-to-day computers. There's not a lot of them anymore because everything's moving out to the cloud. So eventually we will get rid of the majority of the space in our mainframe. We could use the space downstairs as either conference space or, collaboration space. So we'll reclaim that space.
I have a
Yes.
question. Do we have an estimate, this might be more of a facilities question, but do we have an estimate on the amount of money we might save from not running this mainframe, this energy suck?
Good question.
That's a great question. So energy piece, I'm not sure of. And so I can check with facilities to
Okay.
find out. That's a great question. So we'll follow up on that.
Thank you. Great. Any other questions?
Okay, moving on. So wanted to highlight some of the things that we've completed since we've met last. So we completed the Toshiba rollout. We replaced all of the Canon devices with new Toshibas. That is working well. If it's not, let us know. We are moving into phase two. Phase two will be about best practices. One of the things that we're going to implement is something called Secure Print and badge scanner print. So instead of people printing things out and just leaving it on the printer, now they actually have to go up to the printer, put in a code for it to print out. That saves ton and paper and toner, because if you don't remember to print it out or you to pick it up, it won't print out, right? Also, if you don't want to use the code on the device, which is the easiest thing, you can use your badge. So we're working on that to walk up. It will, another great thing about that, it'll tie it to individuals who then tie it to departments. So we'll know exactly who's spending what on printing, right? So we'll have reports that show exactly the people who are tied to the departments and how much they spend every month on printing. So I think it's going to change the behavior here within DuPage County, how people print when they print and how much they print, right? By us doing that. So I think it's a good thing long term. So, and we're looking for other best practices, double-sided, which we've done for a while, consolidating, getting rid of the small printers that sit on the desk. Those things are really just not needed in this day and age. It forces people to get up and go to the printer, but so they may not be happy with that. But there's no reason why they really have to have those printers. I don't have a printer in my office, so I wait to print and walk to our network printer. So, all right, so that's the first one. We completed that one since we met. We've also completed the implementation of our intranet. We have used a technology called SharePoint, Microsoft SharePoint for our intranet before. Many people here didn't go to the intranet, our internal staff. It was just an old system that wasn't great to use, and so people didn't go to it. The new system is great to use, easy to navigate. There's a lot of information. The overall goal of an intranet is to have all of your employees, all of your staff have one place to go for information about anything that they need. Whether it's policies, cafeteria menus, anything they need, they can go there to access it. It'll also help departments and elected official office cross-collaborate better, right? They can collaborate on this platform. The different agencies can post information that they want to get out to staff faster by just posting it on the internet. So far, people have been out there using the new internet. It is the great thing of the additional great thing about it is we used existing technology to create it. We didn't pay anything additional. We repurposed our service desk applications in desk. It has additional functionality. So we created the internet based on that platform. So no additional cost to the county at all.
You use the word interface. Is the time accounting part of the internet going to talk to Dayforce once Dayforce is implemented? Because right now it does not talk to payroll.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't have a direct answer. My off the cuff answer, I'll get a accurate answer to you is you won't need the time accounting system, right? If you have Dayforce. I think Dayforce has that functionality in it. So the existing time off application that we currently use goes away. So you don't need to integrate the two. So
Will there still be the ability to look at a calendar to see who has requested through Dayforce?
I'm pretty sure of it. I'm not the Dayforce expert. I don't know if I have any of my Dayforce folks on. I'll follow up with you on that one, but I'm pretty sure all of that, what Dayforce does, and part of the reason why we selected Dayforce, we created all of the requirements of what we do today and compared it to what those other applications could do. Dayforce by far address all of our needs. So I'm pretty sure those things are addressed. I just don't know off the top of my head, right? So, but I'll get answers for you. So I'm 99% sure that 90+% of what you do today related to HR payroll goes away, and it's all captured in the Dayforce application.
Thank you, Mr. Gary. Any other questions?
Okay. Next one, new learning management system also completed. This is a new system that we use to capture training. All of you and all of our staff have used it already at a minimum to do ethics training. So, and it's been successful. So all training moving forward will be on this platform. You can not only do the training on your desktop or your laptop, but you can also do it on a mobile device. So it's a new, easier to use learning management system, and we keep track of who's training, who's completing training, certificates, things of that nature. PRMS, the current police records management application, we're upgrading to a newer, more robust system. It's called MFR and OCR 10, two separate applications that are newer. It's a web-based application, not cloud, but web-based, which is not today. It should provide benefits to our law enforcement agencies that are part of our PRMS consortium. It's in progress and on schedule to be completed next year in 2025. And then the last project is our FOIA request tool, which we have not completed yet. So our hope is that we will identify a solution. We have one selected and implemented sometime today. It'll help us better track all FOIA requests that come into the county. So
Do we already have a vendor for that?
we do. Yeah. The vendor is Granicus GovQA, but I think we're still working through final approval of it.
Great.
And then last but not least, it's hard to see from here, I wanted to highlight and show everyone what we're doing in terms of communicating outside of just the regular day-to-day DuPage County IT stuff. So we have two technology roundtables that are very effective. And you may hear us talk about them, so I wanted you to be clear that there are actually two that we deal with. One's called the DuPage County Technology Leadership Roundtable. That consists of IT as what we call central IT, and then all other IT organizations within DuPage County. The goal there is to keep us all on the same page, make sure that we are sharing information, we're collaborating where possible. We are using the same contracts to purchase off of, things of that nature. And that's been going well since when I first started, I started that up, and it's going very well. There are about 21 individuals who participate within that. And our next meeting is August 7th, but we meet every other month. to kind of discuss what's going on in the land of technology here.
And just to
Daytime.
clarify, those are the IT departments that are on county campus.
Correct,
right?
yeah. So IT department, ETSB, the sheriff's office, the health department, the clerk of the circuit court, the chief judge's office. Just to name a few, so who's involved in that. Public Works, so whoever has a separate IT organization or individual in some cases, they're all part of that roundtable. And then the bigger one, our chair mentioned earlier, which is the new one, Municipal Technology Roundtable. We're getting a lot of positive feedback about our first meeting. There are a lot of municipalities who are interested in participating. And our first meeting, we really talked about three major things. One, we talked about shared services and making those available to the municipalities and how they can take advantage of it, and free resources like GIS. We also talked about AI, and cybersecurity was the third one. And just talked about how we'll share best practices and help each other where possible. The task force that the chair mentioned earlier are super important, especially the cybersecurity one. That one will help smaller organizations be more nimble and have more resources, because other individuals from other agencies will now volunteer to be part of this task force. If there's an issue or if a particular network's compromised, the entire task force will jump in to help out, to support them, to get things resolved and get them working. So I think it's a great thing. But just wanted to mention that one. The chair mentioned our next meeting is August 1st at 10 a.m. It's an hour and a half. We have special guests coming in. I'm going to try to have speakers come in as much as possible so that they get outside expertise in addition to what we're providing. They get outside expertise in as well.
So Anthony,
Yes.
you reach out to all the municipalities and give them a link here.
We have, yeah, we have.
Sent out like 2 or 3 emails already.
We have, but we have a few different communication methods. So we send an email to a bigger group, which includes the mayors and managers group, plus the technical people. But we've also established a communications channel via one of our applications called Monday.com.
Okay.
And that's for more of the technical people for day to day, so they can collaborate on a regular basis within this channel. And they can ask questions about technology. They can share tips and tricks like that. So, and they started doing that already.
All right.
Okay. And that concludes my update for today.
Thank you, Anthony. Any questions before we move on? Okay, thanks. Okay, any old business? Is there any new business? All right, without objection, we're adjourned.